'cause I'm falling apart. Please wake me up, 'cause I'm slipping. Get back this feeling off no more. But I'm not going to give up and fall. Rise above the door. Need all my intelligence, search for my strength. I defeat all. I'm never ever gonna hide no more. I come to love myself again. Yeah. For all the things I didn't know, the pain, the hurt, I let it go. Start to believe in myself, and life will be sweet again. So sweet again. Oh, na 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 na. When all I see is darkness and gloom, yeah, I'll be running from my doom. Oh, na 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 na. But now it's time to live my life, and now I know what I need to do. Can't stay right when it's blowing, pushing me down. Feels like I'm falling apart, yet I hold on. Head held high, can't fight this feeling off no more. But I'm not going to give up and fall. Rise above it all. Be on my intelligence, search for my strength. I defeat a ball. I never ever gonna hide no more. I come to love myself again. For all the things I didn't know, the pain, the hurt, I let it go. Let it go. And I start to believe in myself, and life will be sweet again.
Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it. Damn it, damn it. Damn it, damn it.
Oh na na, oh na 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 na. When all I see is darkness and gloom, yeah, I'll be running from my doom. Oh na 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 na. But now it's time to live my life, and now I know what I need to do. Oh na 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 na. When all I see is darkness and gloom, yeah, I'll be running from my doom. Oh na 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 na. But now it's time to live my life, and now I know what I need to do.
I hate it when I do that. I hate it when I do that. That is just a bummer. Oh, that bums me out so much. Oh, I hate when I do that. Did you guys hear me? Did you guys hear me say damn it? I was sitting here saying damn it, but I didn't. Could you guys hear me? I hate when I do that. So on a PC, every time you open OBS, you have to reset all your mutes, right? Always from the very beginning. It just, God, I can't believe how retarded that is. On a Mac, it doesn't do that. Did you guys hear me saying damn it? You had to, because you guys were saying damn it too. That's weird. That means my mute doesn't work. Oh, that's because I'm coming into this. Holy wow. Wow. You can hear everything I'm saying right now. You can hear everything, oh my goodness. Oh, what a fun day. Okay, so Saturday, I did I don't even know what camera. Oh, I did a great podcast with Natural League. It's a natural law place. I highly, highly recommend it. I'm hoping that we can get that link in the chat. And oh my goodness, Amel, I was cussing in your house, your beautiful home. Oh, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't even know how that sounded, but you got a candid look at how frustrating I get when I don't hit the mute button. And it turns out it wasn't even okay. So first of all, it was the mute button. So not only did we get an echo, I was saying damn it about the echo. I hear it all, but no can hear me. But no one can hear me scream. Um, okay, so you heard the intro with an echo on top, and you heard that my mic was hot the entire time while I bitched about it. I just want you guys to know, and I had no idea that you can hear that. Additionally, I don't know how to get this mic off. So that microphone was done in that interview I did was done in StreamYard, I think. First time I've used that. And now I cannot get my regular microphone to work. But I'm sorry to do this, but is the audio okay? Is the level, can we just do a show like that? Yeah, the echo's gone now, Danny, because right when I stopped saying damn it, or no, wait, when I first started saying damn it, that was when I noticed that the echo was on. What I mean is that the intro audio plays, but then there's this other channel called desktop audio, and it plays too. And I cannot shut that. I have to redo it every time. So yeah, if you guys don't mind just letting me know that the audio level is good this way, I get the feeling that this mic isn't even on. How's this? This is just the same, right? Hey, Raina. So without the mic, the thing is that I can only hear audio in my headphones if I'm pretending to talk. Woo! You know, I told you guys that YouTube shut me off because of child endangerment the last time and medical misinformation, cyberbullying. It's really just that YouTube is like, this guy just doesn't really have his shit together. That really could have been the same reason, and that they didn't want to tell me that, so they like trying to make up all these other excuses. Need that mic? Okay, interesting. I will fix this. I will. Great, Debbie. Thanks. I will fix this, and we. oh, I just said damn it, right? I didn't say anything worse than damn it, did I? Let me know if I did. It's funny because right before the show, as this thing was running, before I noticed that the double audio was on, I was commenting on how snippy I was feeling and how snippy Melanie was feeling, because Melanie wrote me and I wrote her back, and then she wrote me back. And I recall going, James, you're a little bit snippy. And then I came in here and noticed that the audio was on. And then I went into my damn it thing, which was kind of with the music. I don't know if you guys noticed that there was actually some fine-tuned kind of like rhythmic damn it going on there for a little bit. And that was me alchemizing as best I could the fact that I, once again, I worked so hard on those intros, and all they've done is just stab me, right? I'm pretty sure that that's why we got shut down, was because I spent all that time on that intro. And I still can't even get you to play it right. There is a home, consistent static crack. That's okay. Thanks, Nemo. Good to know. Good to know. I turned that down a little bit, but I don't hear the hum go down. I don't actually. Now, this should be a hum, right? There's a better hum right there. But I really want to get to the show, and so we're going to do that. Thank you for this is kind of a long delay to get to the show. Damn it, Snippy. Yeah, good to see you guys. Hope you guys had a great weekend. If one of you guys has time, could you jump into my Twitter account and pull up that natural law link? I'd love to get that pushed out. Those guys are awesome. Since that interview, I've listened to a few of their things, and I really want you guys to consider their vibe. It's a good thing. I haven't actually listened to my interview because I was doing way too much talking, and I tend not to listen to those. I'm impressed that you guys do. Thank you. But it was a great talk. To be fair, they were asking me questions. It was the whole purpose of the thing, was kind of me to be talking. So that was happening. But yeah, if we can get that link in, I want to make sure I get that out today. My original channel on that other network that's not nearly as cool as Rockfin, has will lift my last strike, so I'll at least be able to just like post community posts, and then I could share that. I'll be sharing that natural league law link and other things like that, so it'll be good. It's really cool because when I found those guys, they're already thinking about a DAO themselves. They're already in that realm thinking about it. As some of you guys may know, many of you are part of it. We have started a DAO, and in fact, James Drew, I've dropped the ball ever since I got knocked off YouTube. I kicked up the radio thing, and although I still want to dedicate Tuesdays to DAO Day. And make it more on the radio, but it was really refreshing to see guys that are from a different sort of canopy, and they're looking at DAOs too. So I think that there's something. I think we're onto something. I really do, especially with what's happening right now. So there's that link. It is now in. Thank you, Sark. Thank you, Marid Moth, and I bet you that Marid already put it in. Actually, she may not be able to put links. I don't know how Rockfin works. So I just posted this in Rockfin. I don't know how Rockfin works with other people linking is what I mean. But there's that link. And I think you guys should check it out and subscribe to them. Give them some comments. Show them where your thumbs are, right? It's DAO, D-A-O, Hugh. Great question. D-A-O, not DAO, D-O-W. Although we could spell it DAO. We could choose to do that if we wanted to. But yeah, there you go. So check that out. Let's get to the news. Wait, so even my sound buttons don't work, do they? Let's see. No, they sure don't. Or they are working, but I just don't get the pleasure of listening to those. Wow. So my whole system's just screwed. That's what I get for getting a new system. I kind of miss Mac, to be honest. I really hate that you can't just copy something in your clipboard and paste it. James, get on with the show. What a weekend, right? Like all kinds of stuff. And when I say all kinds of stuff, I don't just mean the, we'll call it a war, but it's not really a war. What do you mean, James? It's not really a war. I think that the definition of war is when one person says, I have strong convictions against you that require violence brought to you. And that person takes those strong convictions and goes somewhere and meets someone else that also has strong convictions, but for their side. And the two strong convictions meet in a field of battle, and those strong convictions convict each other in a very strong way. But that's not actually what's happening in Ukraine. It's not. That's not what's happening at all over there. It's not. Now, there's certainly some of that. There's definitely some of that. You guys have probably seen this, but here's a really quick clip of actually, these are the Russian... Okay, I don't know if this is true at all. But here's some Russian dudes cruising through the neighborhood. They have taken over the turf of this neighborhood. And because they own the turf of this neighborhood, they get to do whatever they want. Now, at this point, this is not actually a military operation. I know it seems like a military operation, but I need you to know... Actually, I'm going to prove to you why this is not a military operation. You might think this is a military operation because, well, look, there's wreckage and shit like that. So clearly... someone with conviction is showcasing their conviction by meeting other people with conviction on the field of battle. That's what you'd think. But no, we have this. I'm going to have to teleprompt read this because some of you aren't looking at the screen and you don't need to. But what you're looking at right now is an alleged, I have to say alleged because I don't know, guys. War has a feature, and that feature is called fog. And the entire purpose of war really is to inject propaganda that otherwise would have been scrutinized harder. You understand? The purpose of war is to inject propaganda that would otherwise have been scrutinized harder. That's our real definition of war. And this tape right here, you're watching an alleged Russian prisoner giving his name, rank, serial number, all that stuff. And I'm going to read you what it says just so just so everyone's up to date on this. He's giving his military unit. Why did you come here? For what purpose? We came because of military exercises. I'm going to say that again. We came because of military exercises, said the soldier. Soldier's on his ground, on his knees, with his face is blurred out and his hands are zip tied, saying, we came because of military exercises, but we were lied to. And so now I'm here. Again, this is alleged. I have no idea what's true. Another soldier. I'm from the same unit. Initially, they said it was exercises. As a result, when we were already thrown into the front line, people were demoralized. His face is blurred out too. You will be enemies of the people, and since this is wartime, you can even be shot, they were told. And they began using us like cannon fodder. Though all the people, at least from our unit, do not want war. They just want to go home. They just want peace. Another person. Alexander, same unit, 25th Brigade. I'm the driver. They sat me in the vehicle, said it's exercises, that everything will be fine. We didn't know we were just deceived and abandoned. And there's another soldier, same unit. He doesn't even know his unit number. So, alleged soldiers. Whole thing could have been faked. All of it. Whole thing could have been faked. I'm not telling you that's real. It might feel good for me to think it's real, but it's just not. There's just no way of knowing that. Okay, there's just no way. But we're not done. That's one tape. That was Radio Free Europe. Here's another one. Russian soldier calling his mom. Face is not blurred. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make is that there is video that's being broadcast in very clever ways on, here's the biggie, this is UATV. What I just showed you is UATV. You'll see their little logo there. You can check that out for yourself. It's Ukrainian government television. All right. So the Ukrainian government and Radio Free Europe are both putting out tapes that they have Russians that say they were in an exercise. On Saturday, I read you an article. Oh, sorry, I don't have that article up in front of me. A mainstream article, again, really probably propaganda, right? And in that article, another Russian soldier was explaining that people were told that this was an exercise and that they were simply just to go that way. And eventually, when they kept going that way, they ended up in Ukraine. They were told they were meeting for an exercise. I don't know what's true. I'm not here to tell you. In fact, I'm here to tell you the biggest feature of war is fog, and the biggest winner of war is propaganda. Every time, there's no way you're ever going to get around that. But I want you to start to understand what and why we on James True Live discuss this card all the time, the Hermit card. Because all of this is being laid out in full glory. First of all, this first tape of Russians coming in, this tape is just vandalism. These guys are coming through a neighborhood. Hey, this could be, who knows what this is? I don't know whose troops these are. I have no idea, right? I really don't. And this one is basically vandalism. This is also Radio Free Europe, though, so you have to, but this is, and there's video evidence confirming that there's definitely a lot of civilian damage happening, or happened sometime. This is really all you know. That a lot of civilian damage has occurred somewhere in Ukraine, and it was involving some sort of like Humvee, howitzer, grenade launching stuff. And I'm just telling you what I've seen in video-wise. I'm not speculating on that. But I don't know the year. I don't know the city. I don't know whose side that's on. I don't know if it's a training exercise. You don't know if the audio is dubbed over or not. None of those things. None of those things do you know. All you know is how it's painted. But, my friends, you do not get to say, well, but that's the Ukraine or the Russians painting it, that they're the ones doing that, and that blah, 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 stuff like that. When actually, it's really more everyone. It's really more that everyone's doing that. Every piece of this is controlled in some way by a different organization. And I'm really glad this is happening, because the whole purpose of exposing the aperture of what this is, of what war really means. War is fundamentally cowards dressed up in costumes, coming up with excuses to shoot each other. And I realize that's cruel to say and to call a veteran a coward, but literally you were put into a truck and you were said, drive that way. And there's no conviction. You're not there because you have conviction. How could you have conviction right now for your government? How is that even possible? What you have is a job. What you have is a paycheck that most people don't have. What you have is what you think are benefits. And what is your benefit? It comes with a free Sam's Club card. Yeah. That's your benefit as a veteran, is you get a Sam's Club card. And sure, you actually can apply for a Sam's card with a discount, but I'm talking about a veteran Sam's card. You get to go to the commissary and buy bulk goods. That's your benefit. And when you're there, they will rip your teeth out if they think there's a problem or if you bitch about it too much. Your medical records are not your own. You don't get to hold that stuff. Nor do you get to decide what is going to be placed into your body or what's going to be taken out. Now, realize that we are in a society where we're supposed to call that brave, but that's just stupid. That's stupid. And let's say just for a moment, just long enough so I can just say this one sentence, that those videos of the captured Russian reservists that are like, dude, I didn't want to fight. I thought we were, let's just say for a moment that that's real. And in order to do that, I just need you to see, is it possible that that's probably happening? Because it is. We saw that with Iraqi soldiers. We saw that with Afghani soldiers. We've seen that with every country that we've ever invaded. That you start to see the true muster, the true conviction of all those people behind uniform. Do you know what gives American GIs conviction? The fact that they were dropped off on a plane and they have zero way of getting out themselves. And they do not have the conviction, the balls, or the fortitude to make their own way home. And how could they? We're calling everyone that stayed and waited for their ride a hero. We're thanking all of them for their service. Anyone who was to step out of that war and say, this is stupid, this is retarded, we would convict in a military court under the Articles of UCMJ. We don't even use the Constitution. So the very people that we're saying have conviction because they believe in the country, the moment they show that conviction, all of their rights, and I'm using rights as a propaganda term now too these days, but all of their rights have been removed anyway because now they belong to the UCMJ. So you can't have conviction in war. Do you understand? War is a filter. It's a filter that's cleaning out people that might have accidentally entered the military having conviction. I'm telling you that I don't think that a sovereign person with conviction could join the military right now. Since World War II, we've invaded a new country every 1.3 years. That's like 73 countries now. B, you lose all of your rights and independence as someone even under the Constitution. 3, or C, I can't remember if I'm using letters or numbers, you have no say-so over what goes into your body or what goes out of your body. D, let's go with letters, you now have a dress code. Someone else now is telling you what to wear, how to wear it. E, you are now giving respect blindly based on an insignia that you see on a uniform, an insignia that anyone could pick up the exact same way I'm showing you tapes and I'm telling sovereign men that I know are watching this. Guys, this could be fake. Of course it is. We should probably have the default to fake, that you are not allowed to do that because of your letter E. Why? Because you joined the military. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there's no way to join the military under the act of conviction, under the act of wanting to serve your country. Neither of those are possible right now in the military because you're evacuating yourself the moment you enter. This is a gauntlet. Excuse me. This is a ritual. These things are being cleansed. There's a filter that's only letting a certain type of person enter into the military. And I was in the military. How do you think I fucking know this? Do you realize how backwards this is to try and even explain to people? But I just gave you 5 points. Feel free to refute them. One of you feel free to tell me, well, no, it turns out you can join the military and purposely choose not to get paid because Ted Cruz said that he did that once. And no, you're legally not allowed to do that. The entire structure is set up that you are supposed to evacuate yourself, which means you die the moment you fall under the UCMJ. What do you think boot camp is? Erase hard drive, install NPC. This NPC, you roll your dice in D&D and you're like, what is my strength? He's got 14 strength. All right. What is my intelligence? He's got 9 intelligence. Oh, okay. Damn. What about wisdom? He's got 18. Holy shit. So no intelligence, but a lot of wisdom. Okay. I can do that. What about dexterity? And now you're basically being told because of your ASVAB test, your dice roll. ASVAB is a Armed Forces proficiency. Anyway, it's a test, right? Universal. You take the ASVAB, whatever your score is, that determines the rest of your life. Well, you're a sonar technician or you're whatever. It's the sorting hat, right? The same kind of Harry Potter sorting hat, but for the military, it's the ASVAB. So you've already, that right there, there's the gauntlet right there to enter into this different thing. That's what we have now. So, anyone who enters the military has really volunteered, consented to not be themselves. And they're under the impression all of this process, this ritual, will cleanse me. And you know what? It fucking does. It fucking does. Because there's only 2 types of people in the military. People that have woken up and people that haven't. And that's been there the longest time. That's been there since Vietnam. It's been there since Civil War. Since the Civil War, since we invented our quote-unquote military, we've seen this. People that know what it is and people that still don't. And some people come back. They had some luck. And they feel it necessary to carry that pride and triumph and spread it to everyone else, insisting, no, this is a noble thing. And they lose credibility by speaking out. Because the moment they speak out, they're now telling you, well, basically, we were riding around through neighborhoods and one person shot us a bird. They were like, go home, Russians. This is probably how it happened. That we were riding through the neighborhood and some teenagers threw rocks at us and told us to go home. And so we just fucking dropped some order into their house. And we were patriotic. This was patriotic of us to do. That's probably what happens. Now let's say that just for this conversation, let's say all of that is true. Let's say all the videos I showed you are actually accurate. What I'm trying to get at here, I don't even need you to believe them, is that A, some units are just vandalizing neighborhoods. Other units are just too stupid. There's another video. I'm sorry I didn't have time to show it to you today, but Johnny B actually posted in our Telegram. You should be in there sometimes. Is that Johnny B showed you a video of a Ukrainian driving in his truck, in his civilian truck, and then pulling up next to a Russian tank that ran out of gas. And some of the guys are just like, well, yeah, we ran out of gas. We were sent here on a training exercise, and they said we'd be here to refuel and wasn't there. It doesn't matter what the story is. The point is that some guys are out vandalizing. Other guys are just ran out of gas. Other guys are scared because all of a sudden they're noticing, wait, I don't know if this is an exercise. And I just saw those other dudes take out that apartment complex. That's war. I've just told you what war really is. But we've never had that idea because we have this picture of everyone lining up and being like, you hold that line, you hold that line, no, you hold that line. And that shit doesn't happen. That shit doesn't happen. You know what happens in war? Everyone disappears. Everyone tries to find something to do because they don't want to be seen going, holy fuck, what did I just do? What the fuck did I just do? And the only ones that are really succeeding in war are the ones that were made to kill. The ones that are like, yeah, I can fucking do this. Let's fucking kill some shit right now. It's true. And those are the only ones in society that are allowed to have pride. Take pride in your uniform. Pride is about sodomy. You need to go have some sodomy. But pride means that you take pride in that uniform. It's the only thing in our culture that's socially allowed to hold pride. Only thing. Everything else it's got to mean sodomy. It's very possible that the Ukrainian conflict is a call to arms for the purpose of finding everyone who's susceptible to a call to arms. Very possible. I want to remind you all, there's a lot of video of Ukrainian soldiers with plywood guns. Guns made out of plywood. That would certainly fit the narrative of what these other soldiers are saying when they're explaining that it was a training exercise. It would fit with that press conference where one of the soldiers has his clip fall out of his rifle onto the ground. And being the shitty soldier that he is, he doesn't bother to pick it up. Because the witness of the camera is more powerful than his own gun. And that's some bad soldiering right there. And that's probably most of what that army is. We do know, or we've been told, that Russia didn't even send in their heavy fleet. That most of this, I'm talking about the battle-ready fleet, which goes back more into this idea that they weren't looking to kill anyone. They were looking to call forth those who would want to kill. That Ukraine has always been known to be a thick root of hardy humanity. And that if we hire another actor to become president of that country, we can run this same cleansing ritual that we've ran on all these other countries before. But we're not looking for the man of conviction, the man of sovereignty. We're looking for something different here. But I don't know, because Ukraine is definitely pushing the rebel thing, right? Like, you must defend your land right now. You must defend your land right now. And I'm not saying you shouldn't defend your land. I'm saying that every time you see war, the moment you see war, you need to start saying right away, everything's probably a lie. And that's not a good way to live. You're not going to be able to know what's going on. You're only going to be able to statically watch what's happening and adjust to that. And right now, that's Kiev. And the power of telling everyone that we're being attacked is so much more potent than the power of actually being attacked. Do you understand? That is the Pied Piper of war. And it plays and plays and plays. Yeah, they sent in the junior varsity. Now, it could have just been, well, they wanted to practice the junior varsity right now. It could have just been that. It also could have been, let's just watch what happens. We'll take the any citizen come get a gun. We have a barrel full of guns. It's literally what Ukraine did. Is we have barrels full of guns. Come down and get your gun. join the war, come have a fight, and the entire thing is televised, right? This is the biggest part of all this, is that the entire thing is televised. Let's see if I can show you this. Yeah, this is, where did it save it though? Where did it say? Here it is. Thank you. See if this loops. Probably won't, but I'll just keep playing it if I can just get it to show up here. The entire thing is televised. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Don't do that to me. You're not going to show it as an option. Window capture. Doesn't show up as an option right now. Okay. Man, that sucks. Here's a video. Russian media press Ukraine will not show up as a shareable source. Let's see here. Thank you, Rockfin. There we go. We'll do it this way. Okay. This is really what's happening, I think. I'm about to show you this. Sorry, guys. Get my shit together here. Damn it, says James. Is that going to show up? There. This is what's happening. Media, soldiers. Media, soldiers. Media, soldiers. Did you realize there's more media than soldiers right there? And it wouldn't work any other way. There's no way it would work without it. And we've got this guy pouring vodka out. I don't know if it's showing you that. But we've got this guy. Oh, it wasn't even showing you that last. Yeah, we've got this guy pouring vodka out. Look at him winning the war. Look at that boomer. We went to the moon, damn it. And I'm pouring this vodka out to prove it. And this is why it works. We have a ways to go. We have a ways to go, and that's why this stuff is so potent right now. That's why this stuff is happening. These things are necessary. The propaganda is necessary as much as the truth is necessary. This is Russia, Moscow, saying no. They're saying yet, right? Remember this? Wait. Remember this? What does that say? It says no. No. Stop. Stop. No TTIP. No TPP. That's no toilet paper. I'm just kidding. No EU. None of this would work without no. There's no way. This would not happen without no. This is real influence up here. It's above the media. It's above all those other things you see. And they need you to buy into it. Let me see if I can get this one to play. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can get this one to play. Come on, Romano. No, it doesn't let you do that. You have to drag it into a browser window. Hang on. Oh, I think I might have to switch back to Mac. This is just getting old. Okay, I just started another program. Oh, okay, come on. I got to get this in the browser window. It's the only way to share it. You got to get this in the browser window, but this one keeps disappearing on me. Let's see here. We'll go in there. No, it won't. Come on. I made this movie for you this morning. And it's not going to let me play it. There it is right there, but it won't show up as a source right now. Like I said, I've been having all kinds of weird issues with this thing. And man, I'm sorry about that. There's a press conference in Kiev of a dude. Man, I put an hour and a half in that video. Downtown. Oh, damn it. That was half my Sunday. Was writing that, and I can't show it to you right now. The press dude in is telling you that Kiev is a war zone before it's even a war zone. Before anyone else even shows any kind of inkling that this is...
Romano, what's the latest from the front line in Donetsk, where you are now?
Well, heavy shelling continues here throughout the front line. We're getting reports of casualties in the city of Gorlovka over the last 24 hours. At least two civilians had been killed, and at least 12, that's the latest figure, 12 people had been heavily wounded. Also,
yeah, well, I fucked that up. So that was a video counting all the civilians that were actually wandering around, but it doesn't let me replay it. All I can do is start, play it, wait for the... sorry, just shut up, James. Stop. Where are you? Yeah. The war is pushed. It's manufactured, and we either choose to fall for it or we choose not to. But sadly, we're surrounded by everyone else that's going to either choose to fall for it or choose not to. And what I think is really interesting is that this is a photo of the UN, how it used to be. And now you already see the plastic up, so this is recently. But this is, the UN was supposed to be this open, empty center where everyone was talking to each other, where all of these countries were discussing things with each other. And this is the UN now. And that not everyone is talking to each other anymore. Everyone is talking to the center. Something has come into the center. Who holds all the power in this photo? Where's all the witness going? Right? Yeah, it's a circle jerk. Perfect word for it. All of that prana goes right into the eye, right into that center. And it's a single eye. The all-seeing eye is draped in blue. It's draped in robes, the robes of the UN. This UN council is worshiping the eye. And when this council started, by the way, they rang 3 tones 3 times. And the UN flag has 33 sectors. The only flag that actually shows a map, well, Antarctica. The only flag that shows you a real map. Seated in the laurels of Rome, right? The logo, the UN logo. Seated in the laurels of Rome. And no one sees this ritual. They're dressed in Zoroastrian face guards. They're worshiping the single eye. And that's where we are. And all you have to do, seriously, all you have to do is survive until people wake up. Do you understand? That's your only job. Your only job is to survive until people wake up. That ultimately is your only job. You can get involved and you can help other people wake up. But you understand that that would only be because you are trying to do what you can to survive until everyone wakes up. This is such a huge process that if you're listening to me, you probably don't have the influence to fake a mass war or to implement any other kind of thing. All you can really do is help wake people up. So how do you do that? Well, you could play with horns. You could sound horns, right? You could, there's all kinds of ways to do that. There really are. This is was that it? Come on. This was a okay, this was a 40-second. This is a 42-second video, but it's only going to let me play those, just the annoying horn sound. That's fun. But this oh, come on, James. This is about the only thing that you could do. Yeah. It sucks. It's not going to play at all. Okay. Anyway, 42 seconds of trucks going by. About the only thing you can do is watch people wake up, maybe push and nudge here and there where you can. Don't overextend yourself. Watch the people fall into the war machine who actually want to do it. Watch even the people on the trucker side. You know, there's going to be warmongers in there too. Be warmongers pouring vodka out. So it's not going to really help to even have this idea that only you have the truth or only you are so awake. Because if you look around, you're watching a lot of people that aren't, in your mind, fully awakened, which means you're not fully awakened too. It's a good time to embrace the process. This is a great awakening. And this kind of stuff is going to be required for a while. The mind control will continue until sovereignty improves, which means that the purpose of mind control is to give you sovereignty. Weird, right? That the purpose of mind control is to give you sovereignty? That's not it at all, James. The purpose of mind control is to enslave you. Then why are there so many people not enslaved? Ordo ab chaos, right? Order out of chaos. Wouldn't chaos be lies? Wouldn't the purpose of getting everyone to align under truth only be met through just lies, 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 the most painful lies that people can hear, that you can tell? Wouldn't that be the only thing that would focus that power into truth? Aren't the lies pulling us all into this sense of order, into this new age? I think the most dangerous thing about us is our propensity to fall for lies. And I can't think of I don't see a social structure in place, with the exception of this, that's actually working on that. That there's a third testament. The first testament, the Old Testament, was the Tower of Jachin, and it is obedience. That's why the Old Testament's very obedient. And all the excuses, I'm a jealous God, all the other stuff, it didn't matter. It really came down to you will obey. That's the very first thing that you inflict on yourself. You give yourself a testament of, will I listen to my captain? And your captain realizes, fuck, I got to gain everyone's trust. I got to gain my whole body's trust for it to listen to me. Because otherwise my urges, my addictions, they destroy me. I need more than will, says the captain. I need belief. So past the Jachin Tower is the second tower of compassion or of mercy, Boaz. That's the New Testament. The New Testament is saying, now that you have obedience over yourself, can you show compassion? Can you learn what compassion is? And most stop at compassion and say, well, because compassion is consent, I've done all the compassioning I can do now, and now it's time for war, or time for more propaganda, or time for more lies, or time for everyone's a Luciferian but me. And then there's a third testament. The Building 7. The third tower, between Jachin and Boaz, is media itself. And media is constantly knocking down towers so you can see them, so you can start to understand that, hey, beyond obedience, beyond compassion, there is fucking discernment. You can call that truth, I don't care. But it's safer to call it discernment. Because if you call it truth, you're going to wander around like everyone else, pretending that belief is somehow the bad thing, and that you have this secret fucking Captain Crunch decoder ring that allows you to see the truth and no one else the truth, when actually what you want is discernment. And discernment is you hacking, chopping the stone, sharpening that stone to get it as close to dressed as you can, as smooth as possible. And that's not truth. It's really not. It's something deeper than truth. It's weird to even talk about truth that way, but when you really start to understand what these testaments are teaching you, it's showing you that the real gold is in your discernment. And that's why you're mining gold all the time. If the real gold was truth, probably none of us would actually have any gold at all to collect. But instead, we are hacking away at this discernment, and the discernment's getting better and better and better and better and better. And it is. Sometimes it's getting worse. And when it gets worse, do you know what helps? More lies. More lies. There was a while where we decided that, hey, it works to scrape your kid's arms and smear cow pus in there. And after you smear cow pus in there, you throw that kid in a barn and you lock him in there for 3 weeks and you won't let him out. And you do that with other kids. That was truth. People were telling you that was true. And only the ones that were mining discernment, not truth, were able to see through that. And it took a while. It was very difficult. So I would argue with you that third testament, I mean, that's assuming you're arguing with this, that third testament is discernment. It's the sharpening of that stone. And it's work that's not going to be written down, is it? Why can it not be written down? Think about it. Because the testament is discernment. If it was to be written down, the same man-bear pigs would go, hey, look, I'm going to go preach the gospel of discernment. I'm going to tell everybody, And you got the same thing on Sunday. Because I hold this book, I now hold truth. And you know what that means? Because I hold this book, I now hold truth. It's a fashion. It's a uniform. Everything that I say is true because I'm holding a Bible higher than everyone else in the room. That's what that means. I'm reading from the book because I'm dictating to you what the truth is. The truth is in this book. The truth is not you. It's not me. There's no human here that's truth. The truth is this magical written thing that used to be human, but it died. Which means truth is a dead thing written by people that insisted they have it, and now we don't. But they did, but we don't anymore. But we can regurgitate these words from a book, but none of us will have it. All we can do is look at its shadow. That's why you want discernment. Discernment. It never ends. It's a never-ending journey. It's got a lot of perks along the way. It's a trek. And watching the trucker's trek, I think, is a beautiful way of sharpening your discernment. Why? Because you're looking at a process where you see people that are not at the same level of truth. This is why we don't want to use truth as you are, but you see them discerning. And so you start to realize, wait a minute, I should help discernment. I should help anyone that's looking to discern, even if it's the wrong thing. That the best thing that could happen to these munchkins is that they could wander into the Emerald Castle and go see the wizard. It would be the best thing possible. But James, they're spending all their money and dedication on the wizard. Yes, they are. I know. That's the whole point. Chaos. It would not be chaos if they were getting their money's worth. It would not be chaos if it was profitable. There would not be chaos if there was a ticket that they bought that said on Tuesday at 2 p.m. the rapture's coming, and if you wait outside in this circle, you will magically be relieved. That's retarded. So I think your job is survival and discernment. I think that discernment is a flame, and you hold that flame right now. And it's your job to keep that flame stoked. That's really your main job. That's really your main thing that you could focus on right now. And the moment that you see a war break out, you need to realize that the purpose of that war is propaganda. That was the purpose of it. Which means you can look at both sides, no matter which side you feel more akin to, and just say, all I see is just a bunch of stupid people that a long time ago said, hey, I would like to give my entire sovereignty, the most powerful thing that I have, I would like to give it for you so that you can regurgitate and tell me what to do, and I have to agree. That's stupid. That's just stupid. And we don't want those people defending our freedom. Do you understand? If you've entered the UCMJ, you are not qualified to defend anyone's freedom. You're not. You are the stormtrooper. And there is no honor in that. It doesn't matter how shiny that uniform is. It doesn't matter that you were able to survive 20 years in the Death Star and nobody choked you. That doesn't make you special. It makes you a fucking retard. I'm sorry, but it does. It makes you a retard. And the only way any of this is ever going to get anywhere is if we remove the ability to be invaded. We are invadable as long as we blindly regurgitate and give thanks and praise and alms to the people that fall into this machine and to the ones who we cast votes for. If you were to stop voting, if you were to stop giving money unless you could see exactly where it's going, if you were to volunteer instead of being coerced, there would be no nation to be taken over. It would be completely pointless. It would mean nothing if China was to invade and take over, because there's nothing to invade or take over. We're simply sovereign people living in our land. Well, what if they bomb us? Then you look at the guy that bombed you and you find him personally and you hold him responsible. You don't pretend that he's somehow absolved and it was his country that did it. That is retarded too. Right? So if you get invaded, all you got to do is look for the person that is doing that to you and seek revenge. It's not that hard. You've been seeking revenge anyway. We all have. All of this is about retribution, energy, and prawn economy anyway. So stop living under this idea that, oh, we'll be invaded and we'll be enslaved. You're already enslaved because we keep thanking these people for our service that we're soliciting to please go find violence elsewhere. It is not moral for us to say, to save us from violence, we should move this and solicit this violence elsewhere at all times. That doesn't make us the good guys. Unless you're into this order of chaos thing. Hey, if you're Illuminati and you're watching me because you're just like, oh, James, yes, then, hey, enjoy the show. Make sure you hit thumbs up. What else are we supposed to do? Because we've already tried. Remember, we tried truckers and people were like, oh, the truckers are stupid. We shouldn't do that. Well, thank you for your service, though. We've tried our own currency. No, it's a trap. We can't do that either. I can't do that. It's a trap. Tried not voting. No, you gotta vote. This is a trap if you don't do that. Tried not paying our taxes. Oh, it's definitely a trap. Tried ignoring them. Well, you can't. It's a trap. This is exactly what they want you to do, is ignore you, James. No, that's not it at all. You can stop taking sides. You could start statistically saying, did that guy mortar my house or not? Did he or not? If he show you a picture and you don't know who it is, you don't know where it is, you don't know what time it is, you don't know if someone's house has been mortared. You just don't. And you might think that pushes apathy, but if anything, it pushes more presence and sovereignty into your zetetic psyop bubble. You run a psyop in your head just like everyone else does. And zetetically, you know what's real. You know what's happening because you're able to scope it out. You're not going to know what's real in Australia. You're not going to know what's real in Ukraine. The only exception to that is if you know someone personally that you trust and you're getting information from them. But see, your psyop is actually over there now because you're connected to this person over there. And that would still be zetetic. Media is never zetetic. It's impossible. It can never be zetetic. It's a hard lesson to learn. It's a hard pill to swallow unless you're literally looking at this goal. this dude in the bathrobe doesn't seem to be wanting to kill anyone as much as he wants to filter who's into what and who's not into what. And it doesn't matter if you like him or not, because this has been happening for a while, and you're surrounded by people that fall for this stuff. So even if you're immune somehow, and good for you, man. It's very possible. A lot of us are becoming more immune to this every day. But you can't admit that this is still affecting your neighbors. That this is still all around you. And it's ordo ab chaos. The only thing that makes us think countries are real is that we have flags. It's the only thing. It's the only thing. And you know what? Flags are always the same dimensions. You notice there's not a country that's like, hey, fuck y'all, we're a triangle. Yeah. Yeah. Our flag's a triangle. It's not rectangular. No. And if any of you try and put it on a rectangular triangle, well, you can go fuck yourself. That's war. That would be what an independent world would look like. It'd be like, no, we just have streamers. Yeah, our flag is 12 streamers. Right? And you certainly wouldn't have this, hey, can we all agree not to go into Antarctica, please? Look, I know that we like rape, pillage, take each other's stuff and kill and maim, but let's not fuck with Antarctica. And everyone's like, oh, of course. We're not, we can't fuck with Antarctica. Are you kidding? Yeah, you're right. No, you're totally right, Russia. You're totally right. Genocide, hey, what's a little genocide between friends? We cannot compromise on Antarctica. You can say, oh, look how evil that is, but you could also say, look how gullible. Look how gullible we are. Holy fuck. And I cannot think of a better thing than the ball earth to remind you, hey, sit your ass down. Here's what I mean. Oh, you want to come stop the order of chaos? You do, huh? Well, look at the ball earth. Look at the ball earth. Why do you want to stop this? Why do you want to defend the people that believe this stuff? Why? Why do you want to defend the globalism? You're telling me that it's evil for what I'm doing, but look at what the globalism is doing. You guys are putting rubber bands over your pee-pees because you think your urine's dangerous. You're sticking corks up your butt because your carbon footprint says you're not allowed to fart anymore. So tell me, which one is bad? The hermit? Or the fuckers doing exactly what the hermit told you these guys are going to do, and it's going to be completely consensual? Which one? You want to say both? That's fine. You want to go take the hermit down, kick his ass? Go ahead. I know what that feels like, because I've noticed that if you're just there pointing out what's happening, if you're just like, oh, look, this is happening, the first thing someone's going to do is say, that's your fault. You're the one doing that. You're the controller. You're the controller. James is CIA because he was able to determine that Bannon was Q, which means that clearly he's an agent. See, I've been through the whole, well, we can't punish these people. These people are good. Oh, wait a minute. They're burning another kid because he has genitals that don't look like theirs. They just hypocritically said, we get to kill everybody, all we want, except for abortion babies. Then you can't do it. You can't do that. You got to make sure that they come out. Once they stick their head out, then you can kill them, because that's what makes it right. But if you say that a woman can do that inside her own body, that shit ain't right. And right now, where are we? We're both sides, right? The most conservative people in the world are saying, my body, my choice, with vaccines. And they're saying it so loud that the abortion activists are like, my body, my choice, unless it's vaccines. And it's not really my choice. Oh, I'm so rainbow, right? We got to fix that. We don't have to. I take that back. But if you felt responsible, if your psyop bubble, remember, your psyop bubble, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to psyop the fuck out of it. If anyone comes into your psyop bubble and starts spewing shit about Clearly, the answer here is we need to reinvigorate our military and send a message that cannot be hit and tell those people that knocked that building down that we hear you. And you're about to hear from us. Oh, God, I'm so hard. Let's go kill some people. So who's the bad guy here? There are no bad guys. Okay. Who's the one making your life worse? Who? Is the hermit making your life worse? Do you really think that all this is actually caused by a single hermit? Or do you think that all the chaos is actually kind of just built into the system? You know, we're wandering around insisting, well, you're racist, so. To fight racism, we know that our Supreme Court, the next person we hire, she's going to totally be black. Oh, and she's going to have a vagina. And that's really all that matters. Those are the only two requirements we have. She's got to be black and she's got to have a vagina. Is that the system you want to save? Do you think that that system truly is brought about by a hermit that's like, okay, now, Joe, I need you to act like a stupid retard fuck and go out there and then say this, but then accidentally say this, but then say this? Or do you think it would be higher magic to go, hey guys, watch what Biden's about to do? What do you mean? I have no idea what he's going to do, but just watch. Because that's high magic. That's how you do it. Ordo ab chaos. And this stuff is below all government. It's subterranean. It understands you. The hermit understands you. Yeah, that word real, understand. Why? Because he's underneath you and understands where your roots are. And you don't see your roots because we're surrounded by no TTIP, no TPP in the GOP. There's no reason not to have a deep respect for someone that can understand these roots, especially now that you're seeing them too, because you're starting to see those roots too now. It's hard to miss. Yeah, 100 years ago, if not even more serious. It's probably like tens of thousands of years. In fact, it's probably eons upon eons upon eons. I think James has some anger towards the system too. Of course I do. It took my dad. It took my dad, and I watched my mom insist that he's a hero. I watched my brother go right back into the fight saying, well, it's because mom told everyone my dad was a hero. That's not exactly verbatim, but yeah, why would I not be mad at that? Do you know how angry it is that when I get old enough and I serve and I finally look in and see that now I'm told, well, you're not a real veteran because you don't like it. And if you were a real veteran, then you would have liked it. You would have been like, yeah, I'm just so into it. Of course. The chaos is built in for a reason. It's pollen. I was pollinated with that anger. Right? I was pollinated, so I would produce a spore. You're looking at the spore of James True right now. Spin from the anger of watching the propaganda. Take some of the most retarded people I've ever met into this new world where they think killing is victory. Yeah, I'm calling my own family retarded for that. It is. It's retarded because they treated me like I was the insane one the whole time. That's what a retard does. We have to embrace that. You don't think I know that I wasn't drinking that retard milk the whole time? I was drinking that milk when I was a baby. I have the same thing. I could show you my relationships. I could show you my decisions. I could show you my choices and point to the same thing. And the whole time while I'm building the dojo, while I'm writing my books, while I'm trying to do these things, I'm writing down as authentically as I can. Look at how easy it is to fuck up. And I hope you see that. A lot of these shows run from, I've never fucked up. Oh, and I see it all. And that's order. That's not chaos. It's funny, but those people are the ones that are hurting the process the most. I don't know if war is man at his lowest point, Earth first, space later. I understand the sentiment and I appreciate it, but we had a great talk about this Saturday on High Magic, where I came in kind of hot and morally like, war's awful, but if you understood that your people, if you understood that all people had a dilational appetite and they were here to dilate themselves, and you know that some of them just like to have war, instead of trying to end all war, maybe you tried that for a while and it just didn't work, or worse, people that were really violent were just looking for other things to do. And so you decided, hey, let's not end all war. Let's make it fully consensual as we can. And if you wanted to make war as fully consensual as you can, you would do exactly like what a good father would do who wants to start a soccer league. And you'd start a league. And you'd pick a name for your team, which would be a flag. And you'd say, okay, we're the Americans. And you would subscribe to other leagues to say, hey, does anyone want to, hey, Russia, do you guys have any like war hungry retards over there? And it's like, fuck yeah, we got a lot of them. It's like, hey, why don't we collectively meet? We're going to pick this spot. Seems like a good spot. And we'll just have both those people come and convene and just let them do whatever. It's just let them see what happens, you know? And we might need to throw off a few firecrackers, maybe demolish a building or two or something just to get the party started. Or maybe just take one of those big radios on a truck and pretend to be an entire division moving into a town, start releasing reports, stuff like that. Just see what happens. And that you could say, oh, well, that was cruel and evil. But actually, what if you are now pulling the warlords out of the towns? So they're not going into the people that are not consenting to war. They're not raping those villages. Instead, they're now meeting in the central battlefield and just trying to rape each other. It'd be hard to call that evil. I don't know how you could call that evil unless you were pretending that Man Bear Pig was like morally superior because he had truth. That would be the only way that you would not be able to say that would actually be better. So what I'm getting at is that I'm not even convinced that war itself is bad. I believe that man came here to have a wide variety of experiences, and one of those is war. And that experience is going to be there in some people no matter what. And that there are people that have said, hey, we have a league, there are 33 teams. Any of those teams can choose to challenge another team to a war, and that war can happen in a way that has the most consensual volunteers involved in it as possible. And that would be something that would actually help the soil. It would enrich the soil, believe it or not. And so if you were really trying to make it consensual, the first thing you'd want to do is strip the Constitution from them. And you'd want that to be known of. So you agree to this, right? It's like, well, this says my skin belongs to you. Yeah. My skin? Yeah. Yeah, we get your skin. Why do you get my skin? Are you asking me questions? Oh, no, sir. No, sir. I'm not asking you questions. You own my skin now, so what? I get it. Yeah. That right there is the thresher. There's the threshold right there. It's right there. And anyone coming in that sees that, they are met with two psychic forces in their mind. One says, this is wrong, go home. The other says, you cannot look like a bitch. And so you found that the thresher really came down to what is the external impression others will have of me, which means now you're filtering out anyone in war who's externally motivated versus internally motivated. It's automatic. It's built in. It's built in. That's a brilliant, brilliant way of filtering people. I can't think of a better way. And it's serious. No one who signs up for war doesn't know that's what they're doing. You can't even say you were fooled. You can't. if you were to meet one of these youngsters who wanted to learn and figure out what this means, what it doesn't mean, the only way you're going to do that is to find witness for him of someone that knows what war really is. And it's just a fog of propaganda with bullets. And if you could just imagine, well, what would happen if you took anyone that volunteered to take a handgun and had a lock-in at the gym? Remember lock-ins? You show up at 10 at night, and everyone has to bring their gun, and they show up, and they all come inside, and we lock the doors, and they go downstairs into the gym, and they turn off all the lights. And now downstairs, there's no lights on. Everyone's there. Everyone's locked in. And at 10:30 p.m., someone shoots off a firecracker. One of those little snap things. And it could have been the organizers of the lock-in, sure. Or it could have just been one of the dudes that brought a gun. Or someone accidentally shoots that gun. Or the whole time, Billy's been waiting for this opportunity because he wanted to kill Tom. But guess what? The lights are off, so no one's going to know shit. And as soon as the first shot fires, well, now the ritual begins. Now the ritual begins. And people start turning on their phone lights so they can see, but guess what? The lock-in has a fog machine. And now there's just fog everywhere. So now you're wandering around in fog. You don't know if you should have your phone light on or not. And suddenly there's teams. Now the lock-in has a teams of, we're the light, we're the ones of the light, and the others are, we're the ones of the darkness. And people are killing each other because some of them have their phones on and some of them don't. And all of a sudden one guy runs out, his phone battery dies. And guess what? The others kill him. They slit his throat and throw him over the other side. And that's war. And you can say, oh, it's horrible, it's horrible. But is it? Because all these fuckers were like, yeah, I will take a gun and I will go to the lock-in. That sounds like a good fucking idea. Do you want those people wandering around your village? Do you want them? Because it's so loco how we treat this. How we run this ritual. It is so loco. And thank God, because I don't know of any other thing that's been more positive when it comes to trying to isolate these elements. It'd be as if you were to say, hey, I'm going to invent something that is injected into your arm. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to have a blank insert informing you of it all, and I'm going to tell you that it's going to save you from something that's never been a threat. And then you could just kick back and just watch and see who decides to put that in their arm. That might be a fascinating experiment, very similar to war, but appeals not to the violence in someone, but into the gullibility. People that were not able to get past the Second Testament or the First Testament are afraid of blowing their obedience because they've given it to someone else now. They thought the whole time that the purpose of Joaquin was to have obedience for something outside of yourself. That's how they took it. Why? Because that's as far as they could understand the Bible. It's as far as they could find it. And now you have a threshing ritual that removes people that are insisting, no, obedience to Romans 13, man. It's all about Romans 13. The thresher is perfect. It's perfect. And that mitosis will keep going. It will keep going. And you will find, I guarantee you, all of us in some way have either already found ourselves or will find ourselves going to a lock-in with a handgun and going downstairs and deciding what we think war is. And the only way you're going to be able to treat people, show people what war is to show them that. Meanwhile, Saving Private Ryan, all these fucking films on, showing you the opposite, showing you that there's never confusion in war, that people always know what's happening, that there's no such thing as friendly fire, that there's no PTSD at all. There's not one movie that shows you this guy who just keeps psychotically breaking down every time someone says thank you for your service. Where's that fucking film? because that would be an easy one to make, and it would win every fucking Oscar that they have. They'd be cramming Oscars up this actor's ass if anyone did this, because they wouldn't have a choice, because they'd be forced to go, oh my God, let me lick those soldier balls. But think about it. A movie where every time someone says thank you for your service, you're watching this man be reduced to a boy, trying to explain to himself why his morality is now outside of himself now. And the schizophrenia that comes with that, the tremors that come with that, the PTSD that comes with that, there's your fucking war movie. It's right there. But we will never show that. Not when we can chase Jason through the forest, Jason chasing titties through the forest, saying, this is war. Look at your heaving breasts and those short, daisy-cut shorts. This is war. And she's like, oh my God. Oh, I tripped over a root again. Oh, let me run. Oh, I'm scrambling now. It's filtering. It's filtering. We don't have vision quests. We have quests where we poke our eyes out. We crawl down in the basement because the government told us to. And we turn off the lights. And we pretend everything that we hear has to be true. Because it's over the loudspeaker. And well, clearly government's the only one that has access to that thing right now. All right, I'm going to end the show. I'm going to get these technical issues fixed. Although I'm probably going to be streaming outside next time. The weather's been amazing, and I'm waiting on a cord. So maybe this won't happen again. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the show. And yeah, we'll be in touch soon. I'm assuming that the outro will work. And I'm going to make sure that it doesn't triple up on you. Actually, let me just check Rockfin to make sure that... Actually, I can't do that, can I? Rockfin. Nope, it closed that window on me. All right. Well, Wednesday's AMA day anyway, so we'll do that. Thank you, Tony. Sorry about all the problems. I appreciate you guys sticking with it. I love having the opportunity to present you a good show, and I'm really looking forward to making that smoother next time. Yeah, come check Telegram group out. Well, thank you, Amel, even though I cussed in your beautiful home. Fan character John. Okay, thank you so much. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you next time.